Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Geology Concepts. I'm back again with another video, but this time I'm going to discuss a very important topic of ore geology, which is equally important for GATE and NET and also IIT JAM exam. So I'm going to discuss inverse distance weighted IDW interpolation method with you guys. This method is not only used in ore geology but also in geography and remote sensing and various other disciplines as well. So the core of this method is interpolation, and there's not only one interpolation method, that is IDW, but there are various such interpolation methods. The very common which we often use is the linear interpolation. So you must all be aware of the interpolation of linear arrangement as is shown in this figure. See where we have two variables x and y which are interdependent on each other, and they vary with a linear relationship among them. So see, if you have 2 points A and C of which you know the values of x and y, you can easily calculate the value of B. You know how to do that. You just subtract the y values of C in y values of A and subtract y values of x values of A from the x values of C, and you can just get the slope of this line, and you can calculate the values for B. So this is a very simple type of interpolation, that is linear interpolation. We are going to use the same concept, but when you come to the distribution of not only 2 points but an array of points, there are so many points that you come across, then your interpolation gets a little bit complicated. So there's come this IDW interpolation, which makes your thing easier. Okay, now if I were to define IDW, I would use the very famous quote given by a very famous American geographer, Waldo R. Tobler. He said, "Everything is related to everything else, but near things are more related than distant things." This is a very perfect definition given by Waldo for the IDW interpolation. In this IDW interpolation, the main core is the distance, which is also related inversely with the average weights given to the known points. So in this technique, what we actually do is we have a unknown point P, which is surrounded by so many points P1, P2, P3 and up to P6, which all are known to us. The value, whatever be the value, is known to us, and also the Euclidean distance. Mind you, Euclidean distance is used here. Euclidean distance is the maximum shortest distance possible between these 2 points is called as Euclidean distance. So you know the distance between these 2 points and also the average value of other points surrounding this unknown point. So if you're aware of these points, these values, you can very well calculate the value for the unknown point that is given to you. Now see why it is inverse distance, because suppose P5, which is the farthest point we can say from this unknown point, have a very high value, but though it is farthest from the unknown point, it will have a lesser impact. But as you can see, the P4, which is the closest point to this unknown point, will have the maximum effect of its average value on this unknown point. So this is how it works. More the distance, lesser will be the impact or the effect of this value to the unknown value. So now we will try to figure out this expression or this definition in the form of mathematical expression. So if we wish to calculate the z value, z is any variable which you wish to calculate for a point, unknown point P, what you do is you assign or you add all the z values divided by their distance inverse. So that is how it is inverse distance. Their relationship will always be the inverse, and you add the values for each and every point. Suppose in this example we have 6 points, so your I iterates from 1 to 6, and you just add them all on the numerator, and you do the same thing without the weights, without the average value, only with the distance. Now a crucial quantity here is this P, which is any exponent. Okay, so why I'm saying that it is any exponent is because the distance should be proportional inversely. That is one thing, but it can be any power. It can be 1, 2, 3 and so on. But see, higher the distance or larger the exponent, higher the inverse relation, lesser will be the impact or lesser will be the accuracy of this z value at any point p. So the most favorable and most accurate results you get are either from the p is equal to 1, or in some cases you can take the inverse square distance weightage, so you can put p is equal to 2 or the distance square. So these are the more common exponents that are used in IDW method. So now let us understand this concept using a question from this year GATE only, GATE 2021. Most of you must have already solved it and understood it, but let us see what does this question say. In this question you are asked the average grade of copper. As I have told you, ore geology is using this technique for calculating the grades or assay values of ore bodies. So we have three known points 1, 2, 3, and their average grade is given to us as 1.5, 1.8 and 2.5 in the weight percentage. We wish to calculate the same grade value in weight percent at point X using the inverse square distance weighting method. Now in this question the square has been given to you, that is p is equal to 2 is given to you. You need to put p is equal to 2 here. So we will simply put the values, and also the Euclidean distances are given to you, 2 meter, 3 meter and 5 meter respectively. So you simply put the values for point X as, for point 1 it will be 1.5 by plus it will be 1.8 by 9 plus it will be 2.5 by 25. I have squared the distance already, and similarly divide by the square distance, 1 by 5, 1 by 9 and 1 by 25. If you solve this you will get 0.675 in the numerator and 0.401 approximately in the denominator. So this will come out to be approximately 1.68 the weight percentage at X. So this will be your correct answer for this question. This is how you use this IDW method in different scenarios to calculate the unknown points using the known data value. Now the one and only condition in this method is that the distribution of the data surrounding any unknown point must be homogeneous or it should be isotropic. This is the only one condition that is in the IDW, that the distribution of data should be homogeneous. That means if you're taking into account the impact or effect of all these known points on this point X, the distribution of anything, any variable, suppose in this case the grade is being considered, so the grade should be homogeneous all throughout this point X. Okay, so this is the one thing. Now this is another question from the GATE examination, and it's a little bit different from the one we have solved just now. In this also you have asked the average assay, but not for a particular point, rather for the whole ore body. This is the whole ore body of Placer gold deposit, and it has been segmented into 4 segments, X, Y, Z and W. Now the assay value of each these segments are different but homogeneous. If you're talking about the Z segment, it has the average assay of 28 G by T, which is homogeneous all throughout. Similarly it is homogeneous at every segment. Then only you will be able to calculate the average assay of this whole ore body. Now in this question you have not directly given the method you need to use, but of course IDW is the best method to use here. And one more thing, you have been given the area now, not the distances, so you need not to put p is equal to 2, it is already in square, so you just put p equal to 1 and calculate the average value of this whole ore body. So this will be a homework for you, or a practice question for you. Those who have not solved this question yet or have not seen this question yet, you can solve it and let us know the answer in the comment box. We will see if you have given the correct answer, and if you have faced any trouble in solving this question, just let us know, we will discuss it again. Okay, so this was it about IDW in this video guys. I hope I made things clear to you and you will be able to solve the questions from IDW now on in any exam it has been asked. So just don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share this video if you have liked it, and just have a look at our results we have produced in this session 2021. These are the results from GATE, NET and IIT JAM. I hope I made things clear to you again, and feel free to take a free demo. We have already started our batches for GATE and NET and IIT JAM, so feel free to take a free demo. Feel free to contact us, the contact details are in front of you. So stay tuned to Geology Concepts. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.